Ray Brown's Talkin' Birds.
Made possible by the generous support of the Birdwatchers General Store, Orleans, Cape Cod. Birdwatchersgeneralstore.com. By Feathersnap, the smart bird feeder with a high-resolution camera and species identification software aimed to educate and spread joy to every level of avian enthusiast. Learn more at feathersnapcam.com.
And by Vortex Optics, with the VIP warranty, their unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. Learn more at vortexoptics.com.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome to our show number 1007. How's everybody feel about raking leaves? Okay, well, here's some good news. October is Leave the Leaves Month, created by the National Wildlife Federation. So if your spouse or partner complains about doing the leaves, you can say that you're honoring this special month, or your spouse can say that, or your partner. As most Talking Birds listeners know, leaving leaves is a wonderful thing to do for at least part of our yards, since they provide a place for many creatures like insects and millipedes and worms and food for many birds. So we'll celebrate Leave the Leaves Month. You can find out more about it and some pretty good tips and whatnot at nwf.org for National Wildlife Federation. We have an audio postcard today which proves that sometimes you can listen to birds from right inside your home. And I don't mean through the windows. Let's listen.
Hello, Ray. This is Margaret Dykeman in Arizona. That's the sound of a white-winged dove sitting at the top of my chimney, and the sound is coming down into the house. Happy birding, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Margaret. Oh, I thought we weren't on there. I guess we gave maybe 3 thank yous to Margaret, but that's all right. She deserves it because, in other words, or for other reasons, that Margaret does presentations live and on Zoom about birds in Arizona. And she's the author of a terrific and useful book called Backyard Birding in Northern Arizona. Her website is backyardbirdingaz.com. AZ as in Arizona. Backyardbirdingaz.com. Send us an audio postcard, as Margaret has done. You can just grab your smartphone or borrow one and just record yourself describing what you're seeing. Send the file to Ray at talkingbirds.com. Well, on last week's show, we talked with the American Bird Conservancy's Director of Invasive Species Programs, Grant Sizemore, about the importance of keeping cats indoors. He expressed a lot of skepticism about trap-neuter release programs for feral or unowned cats. But I neglected to ask him for a good alternative to that TNR idea during the show, so we asked him for a statement, and he offered this, quote, "No-kill shelters are fine to be part of the mix of animal sheltering needs, but they cannot be the only resource available to communities. Many no-kill shelters will turn animals away in order to maintain their necessary 90% plus live release rate. Open admission shelters, on the other hand, continue to serve as a reliable and responsible alternative to abandonment, whether through TNR or otherwise. A big part of the solution, of course, is preventing cats from becoming stray or feral to begin with, which requires responsible cat ownership." End quote. That's from our friend Grant Sizemore at American Bird Conservancy. Meanwhile, Emily Bueller in Hillsborough, North Carolina, reminded us about a great way to give cats some outdoor time without posing a threat to birds. It's the catio, CATIO, an outdoor enclosure for cats. We'll get the address up on our website, but here it is now. catssafeathome.org/catio. Emily had some other good thoughts about all this, and we'll revisit the topic again soon. And thank you, Emily. And now, whoa. That sweet sound you're hearing is our mystery bird. Preview of our contest coming along a little bit later this morning, and here are some clues about that bird. It's a large songbird, very large. It's one of the smartest of birds. It has black plumage, a hefty bill, and a thick, shaggy neck. In North America, our bird inhabits the western third of the contiguous U.S., as well as Alaska, and pretty much all of Canada. And in the eastern U.S., it's found from the Appalachians up through New England. I'm thinking a lot of folks know what that bird is, and we'll do the actual contest a little bit, and you can tell us and win a beautiful prize here. Well, two beautiful prizes. One is the Brome Mega 600 feeder with an extra large tube that holds nearly 2.5 pounds of seed, and it's easy to clean and chew-proof, and includes the Brome seed ventilation system to keep the seed cool and dry. And from Fresh Cut Paper, makers of beautiful life-size pop-up floral bouquets that are wilt-proof and crafted to last a lifetime, we have a certificate for 5 of those beautiful bouquets, bird-themed bouquets among their selections. Prizes and such on the Mystery Bird Contest coming along just a little bit later on in this morning's show. Talking Birds ambassadors are listeners who step up to what we might call the next level and help us spread the word about birds and conservation. And we'll tell you how in just a moment, but thank you to Jerry Custra from Canton, Michigan. Jerry says, I conduct group bird walks for new birders, so it would be a perfect opportunity to spread the word about talking birds. Thank you so much, Jerry, and thanks for the kind comments. Talking Birds listeners, please consider joining Jerry and more than 900 other listeners in our ambassadors family. Just go to talkingbirds.com and click on the Get Involved tab at the top of the page to do it. It is really easy. Still to come today, we'll talk with special guest Megan Fox. She's a first grade teacher in Des Moines, Iowa, who's helping students become birders and protectors of the planet. Also today, Mike O'Connor's Let's Ask Mike segment, almost live from the archive. We'll explain why birds do that bill-wiping thing. Meanwhile, it's a new season and a good time for reading out loud some October observations from our friend Al Batt. And that's right after this brief but important message.
Hey, it's Debbie from the Talking Birds crew. Around here, we're always thinking about what we can do to make the world better for all creatures, including birds. One of the most important things we can do is vote. Did you know that 8 million environmentalists skipped the 2020 presidential election? Let's not skip this one. Our votes matter. Check your registration and find out where to vote at vote.org. That's vote.org.
When the wildflowers have gone to seed, monarchs and hummingbirds book flights south. On October 4th, I completed my hummingbird chores for 2024. I thanked the feeders for their fine service and put them away. At the rear of the warbler parade in my yard are palms, orange crowns, and butterbutts. No horses, juncos and white-throated, linkens, and song sparrows fill any empty spaces. It's difficult to keep an opinionated blue jay a secret. Blue jays have an impressive vocal repertoire, and they're not afraid to use it. Jays are excellent mimics that impersonate red-tailed, red-shouldered, and broad-winged hawk calls. I heard one doing a broad-wing. Why? The jay may have been trying to warn other birds of a hawk's presence, or it was trying to trick other birds into thinking that a hawk was nearby, which allowed the jay access to a feeder that lacked a crowd. Or maybe it did the call just because it could. Great horned owl fledglings scream in the darkness. That's not dipping into a reservoir of charm. They aren't screaming for ice cream, but they are screaming for food. They want their parents to feed them. Mortality is high for the immature owls, endeavoring to find their place on the planet. Words there of Al Batt. Was that another case of where the mic was on and I thought it wasn't? I don't know. Okay. We're moving right along here. I want to mention about Al because he has a wonderful website with more excellent writings and wisdom and some great photos too at albatt.com, and that is Albatt with 2 T's, Batt with 2 T's. Welcome again to our show number 1007. Megan Fox is a first-grade teacher at Holy Trinity Catholic School in Des Moines, Iowa. In addition to incorporating birds and birding into her first-grade classroom, and we'll learn a bit about that, she has started a birding and conservation club at her school, and she's here with us on the Zoom machine to tell us about it. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning, Ray. I think you have me on mute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you have me on mute.
Yeah, I'm told I'm supposed to have you on mute.
Oh, can you? Oh, good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just
okay,
fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, morning, Ray.
Yeah. Okay, that's a case of there not being a problem, but it became one, but that's okay. So, Megan, tell us about the club and how you got the idea to do it.
Well, I started just doing a bird of the week with my first graders about 2 years ago, and they absolutely loved it, and they have become huge birders. And I decided, I'm like, you know what, I think my school needs a birding club and conservation club. So I thought this year I'd start one, and thinking I'd get only about 10 or 11, 15 kids, and I have 28 kids in it. Wow. And they absolutely love it, and it's such a joy to have it, and we are having so much fun. So,
and this is not just grade 1. This is all the way through grade 7.
Yeah, I have a couple 7th graders, and I didn't have them as first graders, but they're learning about birds. And we have some 6th graders and 5th, 4th, 3rd, and a lot of 2nd graders that I had last year. And just how much they remembered from 1st grade just blows my mind, because they, absolutely love it. And one little girl told me, she's like, I wish it was every single Thursday that we had the club. And I'm like, I do too.
Well, all right. Well, maybe a little expansion is in order at some point.
Yeah, true.
All right. Well, obviously, as you say, the kids are responding beautifully to this. What kind of things do you suggest that they do for birds and the planet?
Well, I suggest basically, we talk about just the backyard birds here in Iowa and Des Moines, we're learning about those. So we always have a little sketchbook, and I suggest they just go outside and just observe the birds and sketch them and look, and just really look at them and see what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And that just opens their eyes up to the world of birds, because a lot of them, they see birds every day. But once they're introduced to the birds, you see so many more out in the world. And I think it brings them so much joy, and it's just good for everyone's mental health. Birds, they're relaxing, and they're so joyful, and the excitement that they bring when you see a new bird, just, especially when I see a new bird and they know I see a new bird, they know I freak out. And they're like, oh, Mrs. Fox is like freaking out again because she sees a new bird. So I just get so excited. And I think that excitement just goes on to them. And they absolutely just love that. And I think just to bring that joy. And, we always need more joy in our life.
Indeed. Well, I know you were surprised by how many students have signed up for the club. Any other surprises from them, or is that the big surprise?
I think the surprises were too that just how much the kids retain all the information that I have told them, and how much they tell their parents, because I have parents that come over to me and they're like, oh, my child is saying, oh, I see a chickadee over there, or look at that indigo bunting and the gray catbird. Mm-hmm. And their parents are just like, what? And
how did you know that?
It's so exciting. I got a little letter from one of my students saying that he had a summer, and it just made my whole day. And I was so excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just love it when I get that, when you just get that, they love that birding and they just become a bird nerd. And that's what makes me so excited.
All right. And it sounds like the parents are really sort of going along with this, right? Because they're catching that excitement too, it sounds
They
like.
are, because they're like, oh, we got the Merlin app and we've gotten bird feeders and bird books, and I just love to spread that joy because you should. I mean, there's nature out there, and bring your children out there, go hiking, go birding, because these kids need to be outside. They need to do this kind of thing.
For sure.
It's so good for them.
Indeed. Well, obviously, whenever you teach anything, Megan, you're hoping whatever you teach will stick with the kids. But what about this? Will this really stick with them for a long time, do you think?
I do. I really do think this is a life learning how much if this will stick with so many children, because it's just something. Because they get to draw a bird each week. Well, in my first grade class, and then plus at the club, they draw the bird. We learn about the bird. They're so excited. In my classroom too, we have the Cornell feeder cam on and on Ithaca, and the kids love it. They're like, oh, there's a chickadee, there's a cardinal. They get so excited. And I think that excitement, and especially when it's relevant to them and they see these outside, that gives them like a core memory, and that's what sticks in their brain. It just opens their eyes because it's always a new discovery. And I really do think it sticks with them. I just think it's something that will be a life learning all the way through their whole entire life. And I hope that one day one of my children are like a famous ornithologist.
All right. Well, let us know if that happens, will you?
I will.
All right. Wonderful stuff. Megan Fox is a first grade teacher at Holy Trinity Catholic School in Des Moines, Iowa, and she is helping to develop a whole school full of birders and stewards of the planet. By the way, Megan is also a Talking Birds ambassador and a recent Mystery Bird Contest winner.
Yes. I love that.
Those prizes,
my favorite thing.
Those prizes will be arriving shortly. Megan, thank you for telling us about your class and that wonderful club.
Thanks, Ray. Say hi to Mike for me and tell him that he's on my bucket list one day.
All right, I will tell him. He'll be thrilled to hear it. Thank you, Megan.
All right, thanks, Ray.
Megan Fox here on Talking Birds, and up next, it's our Mystery Bird Contest in just 1 minute. The flutter of a tail feather, the flash of a wing bar in mid-flight. You don't always have a lot of time to identify a bird in nature, let alone to appreciate its beauty. But with Vortex Optics, you'll have the power to bring every wild moment closer. When you choose Vortex, you're choosing to have a partner in the field as passionate about nature as you are. Whether you're spotting old friends on the backyard feeder or packing for a once-in-a-lifetime trip to add a few species to your life list, Vortex offers a full range of optics and optics accessories for every birder and every budget. And whether the birds are taking you to another state or another country, you're always covered by the Vortex VIP warranty, an unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. If you'd like to learn more, or if you need help choosing your next optic, give Vortex a call at 1-800-4VORTEX or visit vortexoptics.com. That's our mystery bird. There's a bird that's got a lot to say and is really smart enough to say it. It has black plumage, a hefty bill, and a thick, shaggy neck. It's a large songbird, as you said, very large. In North America, our bird inhabits the western third of the contiguous U.S., as well as Alaska and pretty much all of Canada. And in the eastern U.S., from the Appalachians up through New England. That's our bird, and sounds and the clues about that bird and wonderful prizes await, including this big, beautiful Brome Mega 600 feeder. Has an extra large tube, holds nearly 2.5 pounds of seed, and it's really easy to clean, and it's chew-proof too. And from fresh cut paper, 5 of those beautiful bouquets that have a small fraction of the carbon footprint of imported flowers. They last a lifetime. And Fresh Cut also, by the way, plants a tree for every bouquet sold. So that's a beautiful thing as well. Here's the all-important phone number to tell us what that bird is or to take your guess. No correct answer means a drawing will determine our winner, so please call us right now if you can at 781-837-4900. Once again, it's 781-837-4900. Call us as soon as you possibly can so we'll be able to do the actual contest. 781-837-4900. Meanwhile, almost live from the archive, let's ask Mike in just 1 minute.
Ready to take your backyard bird watching to the next level? FeatherSnap makes Wi-Fi-enabled smart bird feeders that blend the best of technology and nature. Get a high-def glimpse of your feathered friends with a top-of-the-line camera so every visitor can be seen with clarity and detail. A unique dual feeder bin helps attract more species, and built-in solar panels keep your camera's battery going strong. FeatherSnap's mobile app creates a truly immersive experience, allowing you to collect and organize your favorite pics and videos and earn badges along the way. FeatherSnap is a convenient and fun way to capture powerful images of your local birds and help get your friends and family excited about bird watching. Best of all, FeatherSnap offers expert-trained AI identification of more than 275 North American species, thanks to their in-house ornithologist. Check them out today at feathersnapcam.com. feathersnapcam.com.
Mike O'Connor is down at the Birdwatchers General Store on perpetually sunny Cape Cod, and the topic this morning is bill wiping. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, Ray.
So, Mike, bill wiping, this has nothing to do with customers bringing dirty money into your store or anything like that, right? This is a whole different thing than that.
No, that's what it's
That's
about.
what it is. I thought so, but I thought you'd clarify that. Yeah.
Right. We get this question from Eli out there in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I like Eli. I think I sent him. He asked for his mother actually asked for a present, a copy of my book, and I sent it to him. And so far, he hasn't asked for the money back, so that's pretty good.
He's one of our ambassadors up there in Hortonville, Wisconsin, asking this question about bill wiping. What's it about? And I guess we normally think it's just the bird equivalent of using a napkin after eating kind of thing, but there's maybe more to it than that.
Yeah, well, maybe you Boston people use napkins. Here in Cape Cod, we use our sleeves.
You're not big on that, I know.
No, it's just our sleeves. But right, that's exactly right. When birds get on a feeder, and you can see them because, I'm trying to take pictures of birds sometimes, and there's like a big sunflower shell sticking out, and it kind of ruins the picture. Birds do get berries or bug remains or seed shells on their beaks, and they regularly wipe them off because they can't. A dog will use their big tongue, or a cat uses his paw, but the birds can't do that. So they wipe them off on a branch. But there's other reasons for it, they think, also, particularly the bird's bill, the outer layer of the bill continues to grow, not unlike our fingernails. Mm-hmm. And so birds, in their normal activity, it wears down. But they also sometimes accelerate it. But again, by bill swiping, rubbing it on a rough surface, usually a tree branch, or whatever they have there. And there's another thought also that at first they thought it was just fidgeting, because you see mating birds sometimes, like people will, twirl their hair, or men will rub their beards, or something like that. And it's like a nervous energy.
Yeah, displacement activity, they call it, I guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And that's one theory. But somebody else came up with another theory, and it has to do with smell. Birds' ability to smell is poorly understood, and for years we didn't think they could now. They go in the other direction. Yeah. One of the theories is when birds preen, they have preen oil, which they get from a gland, and they put it on their feathers. And the thought is that during mating or any other time of year, they actually wipe it on a branch to announce their territory or to attract a mate. And that's a new thing. That was kind of new that I hadn't thought of. So it's a combination of things to keep their bill sharpened and in shape, and also just to keep it clean, and perhaps even spread some smells around the neighborhood, which is a really new one on me too. So thanks, Eli. I'm glad you're paying attention to the birds out there.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Talk to you later.
Mike O'Connor here on Talking Birds, and we're back now to the mystery bird contest. Should we play the sound of this bird again? I know it's not the sweetest sounding bird, so maybe you want to lower your radio, or here it is. This is a bird that we hear, by the way, right behind our studios very often. In fact, this week we haven't heard him yet, but he might be out there. That's our mystery bird, a very large songbird, one of the smartest of all birds. It has black plumage, a hefty bill, and a thick, shaggy neck. In North America, our bird inhabits the western third of the contiguous U.S., as well as Alaska and pretty much all of Canada. And in the eastern U.S., it's found from the Appalachians up through New England. That's our bird, and the prizes include the Brome Mega 600 feeder. That's the one with an extra large tube that holds nearly 2.5 pounds of seed. Easy to clean, chew-proof, includes the Brome seed ventilation system to keep the seed cool and dry. And it comes with the Brome Lifetime Care Warranty. And we have 5 bouquets from Fresh Cut Paper, makers of beautiful life-size pop-up floral bouquets that are wilt-proof and crafted to last a lifetime. They really are beautiful. Those are the prizes, and if we get to our bonus question, we'll also have another prize there, a really important one. It's the feather-friendly bird window collision kit. So those are the prizes and stuff on the Mystery Bird contest. What do you say that bird is? 781-837-4900, and Laura is in Kingston. I think that's Kingston, Massachusetts. And hello, Laura. Hello, Laura.
Hi, can you hear me?
That time I really did need to say it twice. I can hear you, yes. And if you can hear me, Laura, we are all set here to continue on, and you can tell us what you think the mystery bird is, or tell us definitively what it is.
I think it might be a raven.
There are lots of different kinds. Well, not lots, but there are a few different kinds of ravens. Can you isolate that a little bit? I mean, would you say it's like a rare raven, or that kind of thing?
I would say a common raven.
Common raven is what I would say is exactly. Thanks for picking up on that clue there. a common raven. This is kind of an interesting thing that I read recently, that the common raven's closest relative in North America is not the common raven of other parts of the U.S. Instead, it's believed to be more closely related to the Chihuahuan raven. Kind of an interesting thing about ravens, which is certainly an interesting bird. And you know what? We have time for a bonus question if you'd like to give it a try. What do you think?
I can try.
All right. Well, this one is, this is not exactly a bird question, but a nature question again. We learned recently from the Natural History Society of Maryland that their state's coast is home, rather surprisingly, to which one of the following? I'll just give you 3 options. A, Caribbean spiny lobsters. B, Chilean sea bass. Or C, coral reefs. Which one do you think that would be? Or maybe you know.
I would say coral reef.
Coral reef sounds like a heck of a fine guess. Yeah. Coral reefs in Maryland and apparently off the coasts of other mid-Atlantic states, too. Who knew? Well, at least I didn't. Good to know, though, especially in light of the survival struggle of coral reefs in many parts of the world as climate change continues to make our oceans warmer and warmer. Well, Laura, beautiful job on both counts on the mystery bird there, the common raven, and our bonus question, too. So if you'll stand by, Jesse will take all that info and send you those nice prizes.
Oh, thank you so much. I love your radio station and your show.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you, Laura. Correctly identifying the common raven and figuring out that coral reef thing there off the coast of Maryland. And with that, we have exhausted our time this morning on our show. If you'd like to support our show, don't forget our Patreon thing, patreon.com/talkingbirds. See you next week.
Ray Brown's Talkin' Birds.
Made possible by the generous support of the Birdwatchers General Store, Orleans, Cape Cod. Birdwatchersgeneralstore.com. By FeatherSnap, the smart bird feeder with a high-resolution camera and species identification software aimed to educate and spread joy to every level of avian enthusiast. Learn more at feathersnapcam.com.
And by Vortex Optics with the VIP warranty, their unlimited lifetime promise to keep you and your optic covered. Learn more at vortexoptics.com.